Hello, you're welcome. It's Henry, the computer guy. So previously we talked about what we call the shading. So today we're actually going to talk about what we call the borders. So you maybe need to apply borders onto your work. For example, you've done your work clearly, neatly, and you want to put some borders onto your work. You would come to what we call the borders. So when you click onto borders here, we have what we call the bottom border, the top border, the left border. As you see, all borders in the list. So specifically, I'm not going to use all these ones. I'll come specifically to what we call borders and shadings. So they are going to provide with many options. They're going to provide us with many options under the borders and shadings. For example, when we have some information into our page, for example, I say equals rand. I'll say let's say 2,3. Press enter. So we are having some information here. So now I may be in need of putting some borders onto my work. So what I'll do, I'll highlight that work. So I'll come to what we call borders and borders and shadings. So when we come to borders and shadings here, so we have the first borders here. We have the second page border and the third, which is shading. That means that the border here, this one is specifically going to be used onto paragraphs or text. So we have the styles here, we have the settings here, we have the color, the width, then the preview, which will be specifically going to show us what will be appearing onto our work when we apply something onto that work. So now, if specifically we begin with a none, that specifically means that even if we apply any style and we have none, it won't appear onto our work. That means that if I pick, let's say I'm going to use a box, I'll come onto my styles here, I'll pick any style of my choice. For example, I'll choose the first one. It will show me under the preview that you have put, let's say, the style, and it is going to be looking into this format. Then I'll come and choose the color of my choice. Let's say I'm going to use a red. Then I'll come on to what we call the width. The width is going to be showing you the depth of your, let's say, line that you are putting onto that text. So this is very small, it goes on increasing. When I put onto this, the depth of the line increases. Are we together? Now, apply to. We have this one, which means apply to. Where do you want to apply that one? Is it going to be onto the text? You can see it comes like that. When we go back onto our work to change it, so if I say this and let's say we say the border, let's say we say let's first undo this. It is Ctrl Z, or we come and click here. We come back and use the different format. We come. We choose the line, then we give it a color. Let's say it's going to be our red. It is going to be like this, but now we are not applying it onto the text, we are applying it onto the paragraph. So it will go onto our entire paragraph. Are we together? So I've said, let me say, I said equals rand into, let's say, put 1 and 2. I press enter. So this is only 1. Let me press enter to separate them. So now when I highlight this one has been on a paragraph. I'm going to show you when I use the text. I'll come down, I'll come to borders and shadings, I'll pick this, I use that, I give it a color red, I can give this one a blue or a purple, then I leave the, let's say, the width, then I'll apply it onto the text. So specifically, if you put onto the text, it will go onto the text. If you put onto the paragraph, it will take the entire paragraph. I think we have got the difference between the two. Now, we come back to what we call borders and shadings. The second is having what we call page border. Now, for the page border, it's going to be appearing outside it is going to take the entire page. That means that when you come to borders and shadings, you need to put a page border onto your work. You'll come, let's say you pick a box, you can pick shadow, any that you feel like. Then you can come and pick the style. Let's say I'm going to use double. When I use double, I can choose the color. Let's say it's going to be a yellow or green. After that, I can choose the width. Then after, I'll come to apply to, because you're previewing your work here. Apply to. Where do you want to put it? You maybe need to put it on only that section, or only the first page, or this section except other pages or the entire document. So for me, I want the entire what? Or the whole document. So it is going to appear on all my pages. So I'll say, okay, have you seen the changes? It has come onto the first page and onto the second page. When I go back and say undo, Ctrl Z, I want it to appear on only one page. I'll come and say page border. Of course, I choose this. I choose the style. I'll choose the color. Let's say green again. Then I'll come here. Where do I want onto this section except the what? Oh, this section except the what? All pages. All except first page. That means that all other pages are going to be having it except the first page that we are having. Let me choose this. I'll say that. So it will come to only the second page I'm having. So if I insert another page, it will also be having it, but without onto. It won't come onto the first what? The first page. Now we have another one here. Borders and shadings. We have the shading. Now under this, for example, as we drew a table here, let me come back. I draw another table the other side. Let's say come draw. We come and draw our table here. We might need to put in columns. We might put in a row. Now when we want to come, when you come to borders and shading, come back to home, borders and shadings. We come back down. We come to shading. So we may be in need of making a fill into our box here or under our cell because our cursor is already there. We come, we pick the color. So this color is going to be filling the entire what? The entire table, because we have told it apply to. Where is it going to be applied? It will be filling the entire table now. Now if we want only one cell, we click under that cell, then we shade cell. It will go on to that what? That one cell. Now when I want to put another option here, I'll come to borders and shadings. I'll come to shadings. Now we have different patterns here. When you want to use a pattern instead of a what? Instead of a what? Of a color, you will come here. You choose the type of what? Pattern that you want and the color you want it to be having. For example, you may be in need of putting some lines there. For example, want this, but which color? I want, let's say, they're going to be red. Where do you want to apply them? To the entire table or cell? I want a cell. So I'll say, okay. Have you seen the difference? So there's a difference between this and this. This is a pattern. This is a color. Let me put here a color, then another pattern, such that you can follow. Borders and shadings. You come to shadings, then you come to the color. Color, you can pick, let's say, I'm going to pick a yellow. Then where do I want it? I want it on a cell. I'll say that. Then I need a pattern now. Shadings. Then I need a pattern. But I can't choose many patterns of my choice. There are many patterns that we are having. Vertical, decay, and vertical. You can choose a color. Let's say I want. Let's say I can choose any black. Let's say where do I want to apply them? To a cell. Then they will come like that. So have you seen the difference between the color and the pattern? So hope you've liked the video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.